Welcome to Dunedin. Super Rugby continues. The Highlanders take on the Blues tonight. The Gordon Hunter Memorial Trophy on the line. The Highlanders are having the season that no one thought they would have. The Blues are on the cusp. Tonight will definitely make or break their season. It's all ahead of us here at Forsyth Bar Stadium. Conditions obviously perfect for this one. Tim Perry, James Parsons returns to the hooking spot. Angus Tauvau in the tight head position tonight. Anthony Borich locking alongside Ali Williams, the captain. And the loose forwards bolstered by the return of Stephen Luatua, Pete Saley and Luke Braid. It's a big ball carrying loose forward trio for the Blues. A change in the halves with Baden Kerr coming in to join Piri Weepu. A rare start for him this season. Francis Saeli and Rennie Ranger will be hoping their names are called out tomorrow when the All Blacks team is announced. They form a formidable midfield. And out wide, Waisaki Naholo replaces George Moala, Charles Piutau at fullback, and the impressive Frank Halai on the right wing. In the forwards, reserves Kevin Mialamu on the verge of 150 caps. Pratley and Retallick also in the engine room. Jamison Gibson Park, Marty McKenzie gets a crack, and Jackson Willison there as well. Inside the shed, Justin Marshall joins me in commentary tonight. It's all ahead of these boys.
It certainly is. Yes, welcome everybody. Fascinating encounter, plenty to play for. As the Blues got ready, we'll have a look at the Highlanders team tonight. The front row first up for the Highlanders, McIntosh and Fair are joined by Andrew Hoare, who captains the side. Big Brad Thorn and Josh Beckwith will add the power to a formidable front five. And in the back row, John Hardy. He's played in all the Highlanders games so far this season. Tanaka has been given a chance to spark the backline alongside Colin Slade. Allison and Treby in the centres tonight for an exciting clash against their in-form opposites. Lots of interest in Ben Smith's continued good form at fullback, and Trent Renata has the injury-plagued 14 jersey. Coltman, Murray, Dixon and Ioane are the forwards reserves. Finally, All Blacks Aaron Smith and Ma'anonu are relegated to the bench, but are sure to be adding impact at some stage.
Inside the Highlanders shed as we head outside here at Forsyth Bar to Richard Turner sideline.
Thanks, Scotty. Evening all. Well, a good crowd in already, Scotty, so they'll be here looking to be entertained. The zoo, it's superhero time in the zoo tonight. Pretty quiet in there, but two sides tonight here that love to play with the ball in hand. So if nothing else, it should be exciting. And the coin toss was an interesting process by negotiation. The Highlanders will kick off and play right to left as you look at it.
Yeah, superhero night in the zoo. They must all be invisible superheroes, but that is a superhero power if ever there was one, invisibility.
Yeah, if I had to pick a superhero power, it would be that one. And I won't go into why that is, but Ali Williams will lead the Blues out, and this is a big match for both sides, and the Blues will be determined to win. Sumo, I'd imagine they are fired up.
Ali Williams, well, we can't question his passion. James Parsons has been a revelation this year, doing a lot of the donkey work in the hooking spot. He has really made it tough for Kevin Mialamu to get a start. He does so again tonight. Injury curtailed his plans over the last couple of weeks, but here he is, and hungry for more. Great around the breakdown, great around the field, a good link player and a skillful player, and he will need all of that tonight against what is an imposing pack. Rennie Ranger, what more can we say about the season he has enjoyed this year? Mr. Offload, Mr. Line Break, Mr. Meters Run, and Mr. Try Assist for this Blues side. He is exciting to watch, and the battle between he and Tamati Ellison tonight, well worth the price of admission. That's what they're playing for, and this side is focused. Don't be fooled by the 1-11 record. They know what it takes to beat the Blues. They did it twice last year, and they'll think their season has some salvation if they do it again tonight.
Oh, they certainly will, and there'll be determination in there as well. You can see Andrew Hoare, he's about to lead the side out as the players there. They're just getting that spray, which gives them a little bit of extra grip on the ball. They'll all get a bit of that from the trainer. Hoare will lead them out. They'll be very determined. They've had a poor season, but a win always makes you feel a lot better, and particularly against the old foe, and more importantly, for a very prestigious and sought-after trophy in the Gordon Hunter Memorial Trophy here for the Highlanders.
Now we welcome our international viewers to this broadcast on Sky Sport. And for those of you who don't know who Gordon Hunter is, well, he's one of the great characters of New Zealand rugby, now deceased, but his memory lives on, not only through that trophy there, but also through the teams and the players he has coached over the years, including the Blues and the Highlanders. Jamie McIntosh, Mr. Highlander, what a season for him. Gassed as the captain of the Highlanders this year. He's been stuck behind Tony Woodcock. In the last couple of weeks, he's been back in the fray, and you can't ask more from an 80-minute man. Jamie McIntosh will give us all for the cause tonight. Ben Smith, undoubtedly the Highlanders' best performer this season. A man who has got tongues wagging about whether he or Israel Dagg will be lining up for the All Blacks at fullback during the June series. He is a wonderful player. Dr. Jonathan White, the referee this evening. 5 matches for him this year, 5 yellow cards. Not afraid of a bit of discipline. Richard Kelly and Kane McBride on your screen will be his assistants. And upstairs, the veteran, Keith Brown.
Okay, thanks.
Colin Slade, the man who will get us started. Interesting at the coin toss. Andrew Hoare said, forget the coin toss. This is what's happening, Ellie. And Ellie agreed. We're away here at Forsyth Bar. And straight down the middle, straight down Stephen Luatua's throat as he sets play just 2 out from the Blues 22. And an early touch for Kerr. Shovels it on. And immediately you can see the Blues' intent tonight as they try and clear out a running exit play for the Blues. And it's scrappy now inside the 22. Kerr again. As Luatua finds himself in the rough stuff and will come back for offside.
All these players here, led by this guy here, number 3, offside. Last foot.
So,
they're in front of us.
as you can hear there from referee Jonathan White, the Highlanders players, all of them offside, and he didn't single out one person, so the defensive line just a little bit flat. Good take from Luatua, but equally good defence from the Highlanders. Unfortunately for them, they're slightly illegal.
But a good plan to pressure that exit play from the Blues. We've seen it fall apart. Ali Williams has been caught in that position. Stephen Luatua was caught there a couple of times this season.
That's fine. Stay me up. That's great.
Parsons then with the first throw of the game. And it's straight to Williams. It's messy ball, but sits up nicely for Weepu as he clears some space. Slade takes on the line. That shuts down on him. Ta'aval gets plenty of him. There's Tanaka over the top of Ben Smith. Some space out on the right wing side now for Tamati Ellison on Rennie Ranger, and Ranger gets his man. Play settling down around the halfway line. Jared Huiata in the 6th jersey tonight. Tanaka. They head back to the right-hand side. Good ball movement early from the Highlanders, and Ellison putting pressure on the back. Great busting run, Charles Piatow. Wide ball across, and the Blues through Saeli look for the safety of touch. They won't find it. Here's Hosea Gear, and he passes under pressure from Saeli. McIntosh flops on it like it's a grenade.
Balls up.
Andrew Hoare.
Great
What
strength
work from Andrew Hoare. Back through Huiata. Now numbers for the Highlanders. Gear takes on the line again. Saeli and Weepu this time close on him. Mafu Fia will settle down. Blues over the top. Luatua thought he had rights but couldn't affect the turnover, so we go again to the right-hand side. Treby gets the offload and a tackle of Braid. Smith breaks one. 22-metre line beckons the Highlanders. They stay short side this time through Treby, and McIntosh loses the ball in the tackle of Braid, and a chance for the Blues again to break out. Advantage called over by Jonathan White. So Ben Smith again looking for a hole through this Blues defensive line. Treby, Ellison in fact. Charlie got a shoulder on him. The ball is there. Jonathan White says no knock on. We continue. Good opening this for the Highlanders. Slade up to the 22-metre line. Beckuous tried to get out of the tackle of Luatua, but he held on tight. Now Tanaka again to Slade, and Slade takes on the line again. Tim Perry shuts him down. Tanaka runs a little, then offloads to Andrew Hoare, who breaks the tackle of Weepu. Not held, plays on. The Highlanders march upfield through Huiata, and the holo got out of the way. What a start.
What a start. And I think the Highlanders are reasonably lucky there. Rennie Ranger actually managed to get the turnover, but it got deemed to be unplayable. As you can hear there, and Rennie Ranger said to referee Jonathan White, I got the ball, but it was deemed unplayable. Great attack from the Highlanders. They won a turnover early on from Braid, but Andrew Hoare just ragdolled him and ripped the ball off him, and that initiated the attack from side to side. Slade taking it flat, but what I like, Richard Turner, is Tanaka He's getting there quickly. He's not indecisive. He's decisive. He's getting the ball out wide. Slade's taking it flat. They look a threat.
Well, I certainly do, Justin. And the other thing I like about this Highlanders attack, players running into spaces, not into bodies. And they seem to be affecting some easy meters to the gain line. So this one, Justin, will be all about the side that can make their tackles, I think.
Big battle up front. McIntosh, Hoare and Fia line up on Tarval, Parsons and Piri. And they just flop into the set on this occasion, so we'll reset that scrum.
Same time, but early.
Be a good battle, this one. Sumo, last time Jamie McIntosh got a start, he went very, very well against
Just remember, fellas, slow.
this Auckland pack.
It's just slow.
Hoare, as he's want to do, got plenty to say. Angus Tarval given the responsibility of handing Jamie McIntosh tonight, so very interested in that head-to-head battle.
Crouch. Touch. Set.
Tanaka this time gets the ball into the scrum. Good defensive scrum from the Blues. Now off his wing is Renata. Drops it off for Treby. Held up in the tackle, Braid and Weepu. And the Highlanders will fight for possession. They'll win it. Here's Big Brad Thorn. Shot down 4 short from the line. Tanaka again. Rapid dispatch from the base of the breakdown. Colin Slade. Third time in the match he's taken on the line. Only 5 gone. Ball's up off the deck. They wriggle towards the line. Jonathan White's nowhere near that. And he'll come back for the penalty.
Offside 7.
What a start for the Landers.
Great start. It was a scrum set move. Renata was the man who came in, turned it back into Treby. From there, they launched their attack. Brad Thorn had a go, and I tell you, it was a great tackle from James Parsons. It looked like Slade was almost through. Parsons grabbed him by the bootlaces and dragged him down, but the Highlanders, they're not about to relent tonight. There's something in them. You can see it already.
Well, there's
They've
a
taken
massive
the scrum.
statement of intent, isn't it, Justin? 3 points in the offering for the Highlanders if they wanted them. Here's Colin Slade being prominent tonight, as you mentioned. 3 times, Scotty, he's taken the ball to the line. And this was the infringement off there.
So what they do with this setup, the Highlanders, again, Renata's in behind the scrum, is they force the Blues to still defend the blind side. So numerically, if they come left, the Highlanders, they've got that extra man advantage. The Blues can't afford to leave that blind side unguarded. So Weepu's got to stay tight, and Halley over there as well. And that happens. Oh!
Early engage from the Highlanders is the call. That is a waste of fine field position.
And 3 points. They turned them down, opted for the scrum.
This is the danger too for the Blues. They know coming into this game that the Highlanders have got absolutely nothing to lose. The Blues have got everything to gain. So you're playing a team that is going to do this against you all day long. Here's the birthday boy, Ben Smith. And again, he takes on the tackle. Good one too from the captain, Williams. McIntosh drops it off to Slade. Busy night for Colin Slade tonight. Tanaka gets away from Williams. Thorn to Huiata. And the Blues front row converge on him. Andrew Hoare again strong in the tackle, looking for the offload. There'll be some chat there with Williams. Gear back to Treby. Flat ball this time to Slade. Great hands. Tommy Ellison got the ball away to John Hardy. And it's there for Ellison if he wants it. He decides he'll stand over the top. Ball still technically in, even though there's not a blue in sight. Thorn. Happy to set up in midfield. Piri gets all of him. Tanaka saw half a hole, dropped it off again. Happy to work their way around the edge, the Highlanders at the moment. Now they find some width. Ben Smith, ball in 2. Trent Renata on the inside of Naholo. Hoare is there. McIntosh gets up ahead of Steen. Hoare again. He's playing dummy half. Tanaka, away to John Hardy. Hardy on Braid, the 7s combine. Now wide to Slade. Slade to Gear, trying to get on the outside of Rennie Ranger. 5 short, the Highlanders. Ball there again for Tanaka. They come back. Set up in midfield from Jared Huiata. Quick ball required. And it's there too for Becuis. Slade now misses 2, finds Ben Smith. Good shot on him from Baden Kerr. Francis Siley, the other, who wrapped his hands around the ball, and still Smith makes meters.
there was no obstruction or obvious problem that lead up there. Thank you.
So they'll check for obstruction on the play. The bigger question should be, how many Ben Smiths are there on the field?
Good point. He's absolutely everywhere. It's not surprising he was the man who found his way across the line. There was no obstruction for me. He comes in there. There he goes. No obstruction whatsoever. That's try time.
Well, there is a little bit there, Justin, if you want to be finicky about it there. The foothold on Angus Ta'avao from Andrew Hoare, the veteran on the ground. So that will be interesting. Has it had enough of an impact for the TMO, Keith Brown, to rule that that is obstruction?
Nice replay.
You can award the try, Jono.
Thanks, Brady.
Well, there's your answer.
The try is given. Ben Smith gets an early birthday present. And the Highlanders, after camping in the Blues red zone at the start of this game, lead 5-0.
And they deserve to. They turned down the 3. And what the Blues didn't do well was from that free kick scrum where they were inside the 22, they could have kicked it to touch, they missed touch. And Ben Smith got his hands on the ball 1,000 times after that and ended up scoring the try. Great Highlanders tack, good continuity, great patience. Colin Slade to add the icing onto the cake. And what a start for the Highlanders already.
Slade at 65 for the season, looking to line this up, and he does just fine. The Highlanders, 7 points to start the game, and they lead the Blues in the Gordy Hunter.
Well, the old speech behind the post for the Blues fellas would have been pretty straightforward. Guys, let's get our hands on the ball, get some field position and start putting some pressure on this Highlanders team, because through this bloke here, Ben Smith, the Highlanders have had all the play tonight.
Restart this time from Baden Kerr. Drops down on Gear. And Gear takes on the line again. Tim Perry comes up with another tackle. Beckwith behind the gain line. James Parson rides him to the deck. Tanaka now. Deeper is Colin Slade. Carried back is the call. Touch won't be an issue. Here's Pete Saeli. Big carries for him this season. Ranking 3rd in the team for the Blues. Naholo now. Two-man tackle. Treby low. Hardy top. Kerr happy to shovel on. And Saeli with another hitter. That's the halfway line as Weepu goes digging. Flat ball to Piri. Piri to Luatua. Got his ball away to Frank Halai. Halai with 2 to beat. He's dragged down by Smith. Who else? Picked up by Boric. Slips out the back. Luatua now to Kerr. Handed on to Peter Saeli. 15 short of the Highlanders line. It's the Blues' turn to go to work. That is an attempted dive pass that has gone horribly wrong. As Bray meets 3 Highlanders. Hoare over the top again. He's good in that area of the game. They have numbers this time. Saeli's ball goes to deck. Will have a knock-on advantage and come back for the scrum.
Blue scrum.
Well, the Blues do look dangerous with the ball in hand. They also have some talent and some pace and power. Luatua bursts the line. Look at Slade by the jersey. He drags him with one hand and then gets the ankle. Halai, that was a great line. Ben Smith, as you said, Sumo in the commentary. Who else? And from there's the breakdown. They had numbers. Rene Ranger on the outside. If they could have got the ball to him in a one-on-one situation, Richard Turner, he's won most of those battles this year. Could have been a strike back straight away from the Blues. However, they binned the pass.
Yeah, it could have been, should have been for me, Justin. Just say plenty of Blues players out to the left there. The pass didn't need to be as wide as it was. They had plenty of paces. Just a draw and pass, simple draw and pass equation might have got there for the Blues, but instead, once again, they've turned the ball back to the Highlanders. They'll be in a defensive mode again.
Touch.
They just can swing onto offense so effortlessly, though, this Blues team. That is something the Highlanders will have to wait. They'll have to work on that transition D. One slick movement, forwards and backs. I'll stop spoonerising throughout this commentary. In fact, I'll just stop talking.
No, please, I'm enjoying it. I'll tell you what else I'm enjoying, which is what we're showing right now. Ta'avao and McIntosh, tight head side there. Ta'avao going straight down, McIntosh on the loose head. They've been going hard at it already, 13 minutes old. I'm excited about scrums. Boy, Super Rugby, she's all go.
7-0 the score, 13 and a half gone here at Forsyth Bar. Tanaka Scrum goes down in front, play on's the call. Here goes Mossy to Ali, makes a big break. Passes the 10-metre line, not held, plays again. Bray gets back to wrap him up.
Out.
Weepu down.
Piri Weepu is down for the count.
They have to stop it just about.
Weepu prone. As play continues, the Blues are down to 14 men. Weepu still has not moved. Surely we stop this game when a player's like that on the field. Chance now to break out. The Blues will take that opportunity up to the 10-metre line. And stolen. Allison comes away with the ball. Tanaka hit hard. Piatau all over him.
Come back to me, come back, come back.
The ball's still live as Hosea Gear plays halfback. Ben Smith into first receiver. Got the ball away. Hoyata and Slade combined. Mossy Tuiali got on the outside, and now Trent Renata cuts in field. They'll set again. The 22-metre line was not far away. They've gone deep on attack through Hardy. And a two-man tackle on him. Ball still there. Tanaka clearing beautifully from the base. Smith up into the line. Passes off to Fear. Now we're over the 22-metre. Here goes Tanaka. 5 metres short is the hollow. What's he doing? Makes a big tackle on Tanaka and then tried to drag him halfway up the stand.
Fair dinkum, he's tried to drag him back to Auckland. What's going on there? Tanaka's pointing. What a break.
Thank you, yep. Okay, never let the guy. He's dragged him about 5 minutes.
Well, Scotty,
Not releasing.
regardless, irrespective of the play, we've got 6 people on the field that don't belong on there because they're tending Piri Weepu, so this game should be stopped. I'm sorry, but I've been standing here for a minute and a half watching this. Piri Weepu hasn't moved. The play's carried on as we watch the replay, but someone needed to stop this.
Oh, is that a knee in the back of the head? That is
Yeah, he's copped the knee
nice.
from Mossy Tuiali. Yeah, you can see there, it was that inside leg of Tuiali, and it was obvious straight away when the player lies like that and his hands are outstretched and he does not move, doesn't try to roll. Weepu has not, since that happened, left that position, and they are very concerned about him, and rightly so. We hope he's okay.
Yeah, and I just come back to my point, when you've got medical staff, you've got our match day doctor out there, and it doesn't take them long to make an assessment. For me, Justin and Scotty, the game needs to stop. It's more important an individual player's welfare.
Just make sure you're getting right on that line.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you. I know it was in play, but they were right beside him. And one of the ARs who would have seen it going on just needed to tell Jonathan White, just stop. You know, we can always go back to a set piece. I agree with you there, Pod.
Well, while we wait for the Medicos to tend to Piri Weepu, Super Rugby coming up tonight on Sky Sport. The Reds take on the Rebels. What a match that will be for the Reds. The Rebels have hit a rich vein of form, led by the impressive Scott Higginbotham. So coming up against his old colours tonight, he won't be holding back. Stormers then take on the Kings from Newlands, and the Cheetahs and the Bulls in what could decide who goes through top of the pops in the South African Conference. So plenty riding on that game from Bloemfontein. Early morning, our time here in New Zealand, and the time's listed if you are in Australia or South Africa.
Is King Kong a superhero? Not really. But check this out, anybody. Here's Tanaka, who makes the break. He tries to get on the outside. Now watch Halai here. He needs to release him, give him the opportunity to play the ball, and he continues to drag him all that way.
Well, he's ultimately been penalised for not releasing the tackle.
He certainly has. Watch Ben Smith here. He takes the ball into contact, goes to ground. Watch how quickly he gets up from here. Up on his feet, work rate, picks up the ball, and through he goes. Any other player would be happy to lie there, done their work. Ben Smith, that's the sort of form he is in the moment. Fellas, is anybody playing better than him in the country at the moment? He's in some sort of form.
Oh, and just look at his eyes there, Justin. He knew, he had a little look to see if the opportunity was there, knew it was. Great read. And you just say fantastic work rate from Ben Smith.
Oh, he's magnificent. He's been a magnificent player this season. He's a joy to watch, Ben Smith. There's just something special about him. There's work rate already in the less than a quarter of the match gone. But he's good for a ton of running meters every game. He's elusive. He's great at the breakdown. He gets over the ball. He helps his teammates out. He makes his team a better team. Well, Piri Weepu has been stretchered off the field.
A nice touch. A few of the All Black colleagues out there. Given Mealamu, Nonu, Aaron Smith all go over. Just to have a look at their All Black mate. Wish them all the best. Nice touch, boys.
Well, we certainly hope Piri will be fine. He's certainly moving, so that is a good sign, and we'll keep you updated on him if we can throughout this match.
So Andrew Hoare, if he sticks by his guns, yes, he will take the scrum. And what have you made of the scrum so far, Richard? You think the Highlanders have got the ability
it's been a
to
good
push them
battle.
over?
It always promised to be a good battle, as we have alluded to a couple of times. Justin Ta'avao and McIntosh has been a fantastic battle. And I think the honours split evenly there on the other side. Piri and Ma'afu Fia.
Boy, I'd like to see them go this inside channel. See Hosea Gear there just in behind the scrum. Mosai Tualii, who's explosive. That's been always his biggest strength, his speed off the back of the scrum. If he has a go there, brings in Baden Kerr in the winger, Hosea Gear could find some space.
Here is the scrum. Mosi Tualii won't get it this time. It does go to Gear. He drops a short ball to Treby. Treby strong, had plenty of attention on him. That means space wider for Brad Thorn. Tanaka again will have a dig. Oh, Ali Williams says no. Tanaka is under there somewhere. Here's Andrew Hoare. Will set up play. Right with him was Brad Thorn again. Tualii and the pack now get behind their skipper. The Blues being called upon to defend grimly here. Right under the posts. And we'll have the penalty, says Jonathan White. Quick tap, play on. Heads up play, goes through the hands of Allison out to Treby. Treby does well to duck under the tackle. Quick again. The Highlanders are playing with some real pace and determination in this match. Tanaka again. And Hardy held up in the tackle. Ray to the fore once more. Williams now harasses Tanaka and will get penalised. Well, here's the question too for you, Justin. You've still got to build scoreboard pressure. You've got one try. Points are on offer. Here's the penalty on Williams. Do they take the kick at goal this time?
If it keeps happening, not releasing, coming around the side.
It's a long debate, Sumo.
We'll get rid of someone. Okay? Do you understand though? Yeah. Do you understand that? Yeah, I've seen 3 in a row. Okay, it's my observation. What's the call? Okay, shot, guys.
Jonathan White just advising Ali Williams that he has cards and he's not afraid to use them.
Andrew Hoare also adding his little bit at the end. Colin Slade closing in on 100 points for the season. Yet to do that in Super Rugby, so this is 3 more to closer he'll be.
Make that 90 points this season for Colin Slade. And they do take this shot. It is 10 points to 0. 17 minutes gone, and the Highlanders 83% of the ball, 76% of the possession. It's all Southern man at this stage. Baden Kerr, ambiguous, gobbles this one up. Pressure coming in from Anthony Borich. Jamison Gibson Park on the field for the injured Piri Weepu. And the Highlanders this time get them all working.
That guy was bound all the way.
It's a pick and mix today from the Highlanders. We're seeing everything. Slade. And Saley has dropped back. And he'll look to Piatau, and we'll come back. Penalty.
Yeah, AR's call here.
Offside, in front of the highmost foot. Got to go back, okay?
So the Blues this time are penalised for offside, and the Highlanders get a relieving penalty.
Well, the Blues have been outstanding this season. Obviously, they are a lot better than many expected them to be, with new coaches, new regime coming in, players as well. And they've performed remarkably well. Their biggest problem has been their discipline that's let them down at important stages of the year, and particularly in important moments of games. And again, they're on the wrong side of the referee at the moment, and the penalty count. They need to get their discipline right, and John Kerwin, he knows that. It must be a constant source of frustration for them. Short line out for the Highlanders. Tuilili out by Hosea Gear again.
Complex line out. Beckwith comes down with the ball into the arms of John Hardy. Not shy of a dig, John Hardy. Way to Andrew Hoare this time. Inside the 22, the Highlanders once more on attack as McIntosh got Ali Williams out of the way. Brad Thorn. In fact, it was Dan Bray. Now Hosea Gear away to Tamati Ellison. Drops it off for Sean Treby. And Braden Piri, who's getting through some tackles tonight, bring him down. Beckwith. Tanaka again. Pops this one up for Brad Thorn. Too short of the line, picked up by Tuilili. He too is repelled. Andrew Hoare this time, close to the post.
That's on more.
And the goalpost is saved a certain try. Still up in the air, still trying to get it down. Jonathan White finally says
in goal, 5 minute scrum.
5 metre scrum to the Highlanders. In goal when it's stopped.
Look at Andrew Hoare. He's putting everything into this match. Everything. He's losing his shorts over it. He managed to get himself over the line. Here's the Brad Thorn bump. Through he goes, drops the shoulder. Brad Thorn style. The turnover here, this needed to go. It needed to go. Andrew Hoare picked it up. He's very good in this area. It only took great defence from Rennie Ranger to hold him up, but if that had gone to the right, they were in for all money.
He's in the middle of them all, and he's still got time to have a chat to the referee. That is so Andrew Hoare, and Ali Williams is blowing up.
Well, you're right, Justin. The opportunity was to the right, but not only did Andrew Hoare make the decision to go, but probably ran into the best defender.
Yeah.
Blues backline, and Rennie Ranger did the right thing, went high, smothered the ball, and then helped out by his teammates. Got him into the in-goal area, and they still have possession of the ball, the Highlanders.
I like 8-9 right, or just 9 or 8 straight to 15 here. Ben Smith in his sort of form, great blindside to work with.
Off the back goes Tuilili, now Colin Slade. Tamati Ellison on Rennie Ranger. Ellison's over the line, too easy in the end. Ranger held off.
Who needs to go to the right when you can score on the left? The Highlanders executed it very well. Off the back, Mosi Tuilili from there. Ellison still had a hell of a lot of work to do. It was by no means a gap that he was running into. He just got the ball and was asked to do something. You can see here there's plenty of Blues defenders around, but he gets through Rennie Ranger on a one-on-one, rolls over, and the Highlanders strike very early and twice in the first half quite comfortably. Richard, they are on fire.
Oh, they certainly are, Justin, but again, they might not have gone to the right, but it was Tanaka running that kept the Blues defence just hold for a second. That's all it took to create the opportunity. The execution wasn't perfect from Tuilili, but they had good front foot ball and the momentum got there. Ellison on the board for the Highlanders.
Colin Slade already 2 from 2 tonight. There's his angle, there's the distance. And it's good. Colin Slade adds 2 more, 17-0. 23 gone.
Fellas just got an update on Piri Weepu's condition, concussion, no neck injuries, no concerns in that area, so a concussion for Piri Weepu. He's sitting up in the changing rooms, just recovering now, so nothing too serious for him, so that's good news.
Here's Tanaka again. From the box this time, just mixing up the play. Coming forward again is Peter Saeli, who's been getting high ball practice all game. Gibson Park hands it off to Dan Braid from a standing start, still manages to evade one. Gibson Park again to Baden Kerr, now Rennie Ranger. Rare chance for him on offence. Over the top, came off a Highlander Blues scrum.
Well, they both stayed down in the contact.
There's a line ball from White.
Ranger,
It was lost forward by Blue
one
man
of them.
here. White scrum.
Yeah, if it's knocked on directly into touch,
sure. Yep.
do they get the option for the
No, I
line-out?
didn't
Yes, they
think
do.
so. Time off for injury again, guys.
Well,
Well,
more than
Steve-
anything, the Blues just need the ball. They are operating less than 20% at the moment. There we go. It is knocked on into touch. So they do have the option there. Well, knock on first, I guess, isn't it? So
You can
I
have a
guess the
line out
scrum
of
was the
there.
first
Scrum,
option.
sure,
No,
sure,
he's
okay.
just said you were right. And I was doubting you, kind of, a little bit. How dare I?
Thought we were close, mate.
We're very close.
Jared Hoyata down, Rennie Ranger down, Steve Henson wondering if he's cursed or not.
Well, Piri Weepu, that's a decent concussion, though. That's Conrad Smith type concussion, isn't it, fellas? So, you know, he was sort of 3 weeks stand down for that type of heavy concussion. So Piri Weepu, even though he's okay, which we're thankful for, might very well be ruled out of the All Black equation for a bit. But that's Sean Treby. He doesn't look that well. There's blood and claret coming out of him from all sorts of places in his head.
Well, they're just going to wrap it up. I'd say it needs a little bit more than a bandage. Not a bad replacement, though, Justin, warming up on the sideline.
Well, he's been very much maligned this year, Martin Nonu. He would be the first to admit that things haven't quite gone his way this season, nor have they gone the Highlanders' way, but he will be ready to rumble against the French, I would venture. Tonight he might get on earlier than expected against this Blues side, and again, we've got Ranger down, or he's got back to his feet, Treby down.
Okay, time up.
Ellison and Martin Nonu on Saley and Rennie Ranger. That's double your fun right there.
Guys, you good to go?
That's a great shot of Rennie Ranger being okay. We've got Reese out there in our segue. We're getting those shots. He's right out in the middle of the field. So he's found Rennie Ranger and found him okay. That guy's not as okay as Rennie Ranger, but he looks like he's having a good time anyway.
No, hold on.
And finally, Huata to his feet, all strapped up the ankle. So we're back.
That's Julian Severe in that chicken soup.
It is. Can dance.
Parsons over the top. Borich got enough on it. Gibson Park gets the rest. Good run from Gibson Park. And then the ball goes loose out of the hands of Nahoa into Mossy Tuiali again on the charge. Over the touch. We'll have the line out.
There's a good tackle from Gibson Park. It finally got to Ali'i. He gets on the outside there. But it was Gibson Park who made the pass that went to Tuiali, and he cleans up. It was a good, nice little run there from him. That'll be a good confidence boost. Lots of minutes for him tonight.
Hello too to Colin Burke watching the game. He's just informed me it's Luke Braid, of course, not Dan Braid. Thanks for that, Colin. Easy mistake to make. Both great sevens.
Tardy, yeah.
One thing to keep an eye on
Down deliberately.
that I've noticed so far in the 25 minutes we've been going, and it might be off the back of a few performances recently, is the work at the breakdowns the Highlanders doing. Now, the Blues have got possession now, but at the moment, what you're seeing at the line-out, this is the knockdown here in the line-out illegally, is the work at the breakdown. That's why they're getting such quick ball over the advantage line. They have to punch onto it. The Highlanders have obviously worked that area really hard during the week. It's a noticeable difference in the way they're playing.
This is flat from the Blues. Dead set. Chance now to attack. Good field position too. Nahola this time comes off his wing. Taken in the tackle by Jamie McIntosh as Gibson Park reaches in. Luatua. Braid this time comes up with a spill, and the Highlanders clear their half. Going back for it is Rennie Ranger. Turns inside his 22. Piatau. The kick option is on. Ran outside the 22 and put up a defensive bomb. Drops in no man's land. And Piatau almost turned it to goal. Instead, they'll have to go on defensive again as Renata makes a break up to the 10. Numbers for the Highlanders out to the left-hand side. Gear got the ball away to Tamati Ellison. He fends off Braid. And Luke Braid comes back for more. Tanaka away to Slate. Tuiali in midfield this time, enjoying his running game tonight. 5 short of the 22 as they head out to the right-hand side once more. Beckwith and McIntosh out wide where they've so often been for Southland. Ben Smith taken down in a 3-man tackle. Set play for Tanaka. Hosea with a short ball. Beckius again. It's good quick ball this time. Ellison. Hardy. One pass. Hardy can't find his man. Hosea Gear in over the top. Ball still there for Beckius. Slade. Wider this time to Hoyata. The Blues are just tackling and tackling and tackling. Tuiali up off the ground as Hall goes in to provide assistance. Tanaka, Renata. 6 short of the Blues line. The Highlanders looking for their 3rd try. Tanaka there quickly again. Hoyata back for Smith. Ellison. One already for him today. He's cut down 4 short. Hardy does well to get there and tidy up at the back of that breakdown. It's relentless.
Straight through.
Slade's there. Tanaka now has the ball, passes it up to Brad Thorn. And Thorn taken down in a good tackle by Tim Piri. And they'll set again. Tanaka taking his time. Now the ball is out. Cutting back against the grain is Andrew Hoare. Braid trying to get over the top. Had to get out of the way. Tanaka again. Picked up. Brad Thorn 4 short of the line. There is a sense of inevitability about this. Here's Slade. Outward to Ben Smith. Gets a double.
TMO, Keith Brown. It just bounced up. I think it's okay. Can you check, please? Thanks.
So a bit of an anticlimax again for the Highlanders because they want to have another look at TMO. Jonathan White thinks it's been scored. He just wants to make sure because the ball bobbled. That's been banged down. That's why it bobbled. Jonathan, Keith Brown will find that to be a try very quickly.
You can award the try, Jono.
And he does. Well, the attack was excellent, and it's a team. It's a team effort. Ben Smith is absolutely everywhere. We've alluded to that. He's in great form. He scores the 2nd try. But some of the work from the forwards was excellent as well. This is just the finish of it. The pass made it. Tanaka's pass was superb. He missed out 2 forwards, hit the wide man, which was Colin Slade, straight into Ben Smith, and over he goes.
Well, Smith's the recipient. Tanaka, the creator from the final phase play, Justin. But the work of the forwards at the breakdown has been absolutely outstanding for the Highlanders. They've had no trouble all season creating opportunities. The hassle has been actually converting them tonight. Everything seems to be going well, and they're converting because they're doing the job up front.
Slade looking to maintain his record. Can't do it, so to go begging. 22 points to 0. I will repeat that. 22 points to 0.
This needs to go short from the Blues. We saw Dan Carter doing it last night. They need to get their hands on the ball. It's imperative they try and score before half-time. Kicking it long will just give the Highlanders back the ball.
Kerr this time does indeed go short, but it's still too far. Josh Beckius tidies up.
Sorry, Scotty, Martinonu's just on blood bin for Sean Treby.
Slow motion breakdown here, and Nono will be the man chasing this kick. Waits for Pete Saeli and then gets him on the halfway line. Saeli caught, ball there for the Blues. Pietau throws a wild pass over the top. It's Trot, picked up by Ellison. And Francis Saeli had to make the tackle. Straight through comes Pietau, held back. Now Nono looking for an opportunity, takes on the line. Hoare played half-back away to Slade. Now Tuiali operating on the left-hand side as Saeli got a shoulder on him. And the big blue wave continues. Nonu again, this time to Smith. Doubled round, cleans out at the breakdown. Hoyata. Now to his loose forward teammate, John Hardy.
Pushing, guys.
Hardy, one of 4 in this Highlanders side who have played every game this year. Another blue down and back play as Beckius takes the tackle. Picked up by Hoare. Cheeky couple of metres from the skipper. Here goes Nonu, taken round the ankles by Gibson Park. A good tackle needed to be made. Ball is still there. The Blues cannot buy possession in this game. Here is Beckwith.
Use it.
Again, the medics on the field and back play here as Hosea takes on the line, and the Blues defending again with 14 men. Hosea Gear broke out of 1-2. Take that. Bonus point try, says Hosea Gear.
Well, it's superheroes night in the zoo. Superman died from Hosea Gear. He's a happy boy, and why shouldn't he be? The Highlanders are on fire. Yes, boy, they are taking the Blues apart at the moment. The Blues cannot get their hands on the ball. The Highlanders are punching holes everywhere. They are absolutely annihilating them. Andrew Hoare is prominent. He's been absolutely outstanding. Two elitely quick hands. Look at Gear off the left. Right hand fend. Left again. Jump away. Bang it over. Oh, the Blues are in trouble. The Highlanders are on fire, Pod.
Oh, aren't they, Justin? And it's a pretty simple equation, this game of rugby. Dominate possession, get your execution right, and you end up scoring tries like this. Bonus point try in the first 40 minutes for the Highlanders. You're dead right, they are on fire. Crowd making plenty of noise too. So the Blues, they've got plenty of work to do. I hope we've got a camera inside that Blues changing room. Looks like the Blues will go to the bench. It was Tim Piri, the man that stayed down throughout this multiple phases that the Highlanders went through before Hosea Gear finished it. Sam Prattley will be the replacement.
And Piri is leaving the field. Prattley on, one Marco for another. 29 points to 0. You are kidding me.
Well, the other noticeable thing is we wait for Piri to leave the field, that the Highlanders are doing very well. He will be concerned.
Well, he's used up his best work last week in the shed. What's he got this week?
Yeah, exactly. But what he'd be concerned about is their inability to turn the ball over as well, and it's because of the good work of the Highlanders at the breakdown. Hoare and Koyati, everyone playing halfback as well. They've got to stop the bleeding, the Blues, and quickly.
The Highlanders, after 34 minutes, are 2 points shy of their best ever score against the Blues. 31, set in 1998. Treby back on, back into action. Tanaka clears to Ben Smith. And he unleashes. Piatau up over the halfway line, tries a chip kick. He's impeded on the follow through. Ranger got a bit of it. Piatau got it back. And the call will go against knock on.
Yeah, off to you, I think. Last one. Loose one.
It almost bore some fruit, that little chip over the top, but I wonder, Richard, if it's the right option. The Blues kicking the ball, trying to give it back. They just don't have the territory of possession to
You did
give
right,
it away.
Justin. I mean, we just saw the stats roll through there. 71% possession for the Highlanders. So when you're running around and you've got less than 30% possession, yeah, you don't want to be giving it back, certainly. And for the Blues, for me, I think they're just trying to run down this first half, get back into the sheds, take some time, figure out a plan, but it's going to be tough to get back into this one against the Highlanders side that always promised at this stage of the season, after a disappointing season, just to be spoilers. And it looks like tonight they're going to spoil the Blues party.
The scrum will reset, so we'll waste some more time here inside the Highlanders 22. This has been
You're both reaching on this side.
an unbelievable.
How's the tackle stat? Did you check that out when it came up? I've asked for it to be thrown up again. Here it comes. Look at that.
Well, that's ridiculous.
98 to 16. It is, isn't it?
That is ridiculous.
They've only been asked to make 16 tackles, the Highlanders. No wonder they're liking running with the ball.
And they've missed 4.
Yes, that's not a good ratio, is it? Boy.
Crouch.
It is a game that has opened in the most remarkable fashion. Weepu is off the field, concussed. Tuiali is off the scrum, hammered. Back to Tanaka, back to Slade, and Slade will clear, and he will clear well to touch. Naholo, no surprises here, gets on with the job. Piatau away to Frank Halai, who has been largely unemployed. Still dangerous, still makes meters, dragged down by
John
Hardy, who gets back to his feet and makes a turnover. Tanaka clears down to the 22, looking for touch. Say no more.
All right.
Here's the run from Halai. Have a look at John Hardy. Who does that? The kick from Tanaka, brilliant. The Blues now under real pressure. 5 metre line out. James Parsons with a clutch throw. It goes to Luatua. And now handy with his line-out talents be for the All Blacks this June. Penalty goes against the Highlanders, and the Blues will earn some relief with less than 2.5 remaining. Have saved up 12 matches worth of ball bounces, fortuitous calls, and they've thrown them all out here in the first 40 minutes at Forsyth Bar as Gibson Park. Testing for Slade, comes down with it. What a take from Colin Slade. Tanaka gets it away to Trevey and off to Ben Smith. Good into play, but it breaks down. Ball's gone backwards, says Jonathan White. Andrew Hoare, what a half he has had, the captain. Hoya held up the pass to Hardy, inside to Treby. Even though he's lost about a litre of blood, he's still full of running. Sean Treby. Brad Thorn now locks it up for Tanaka. Mafu Fia tries to pierce the gap between Williams and Luatua, but that's shut on him. Chance again. Allison on Kerr. Kerr holds on, has support arrived from Francis Saeli. Ball is still there for the Highlanders, but they will be penalised.
Off your feet, under pressure. Killing the contest.
Well, they finally get themselves a penalty. The Blues. Again, though, the Highlanders are excellent in everything they're doing. It all started with Colin Slade's fantastic cake off the box kick from Gibson Park. It was falling into no man's land. He took responsibility and claimed it. Leaping into the air nice and high. It's a good kick from Baden Kerr. An opportunity with time run out in this first half for the Blues to try and salvage something out of this 40 minutes where the Highlanders have been so dominant.
Line out over the top this time. What else can go wrong? Here's the kick through. Slade chasing. Piatau back, collects the ball, looks for support, and he finds it too. Naholo this time with a kick over the top. Comes back off the hand, picked up, carries on. You take him when you can, and Wasaki Naholo scores on the buzzer.
Waisake Naholo, well, when he put that little chip in over the top, there looked to be plenty of cover there. I was thinking, why are they doing that again? Well, that's why. He followed up, he chased it. You can see here there's plenty of players there, but the two of them just smash into each other. Naholo gets the ball, he runs it over. The Blues needed it, he gets it, and that may give them some much needed confidence and possibly simmer John Kirwan down for his halftime speech. That collision was bad, wasn't it?
Might be a bit too late to simmer the halftime speech down, Justin, as they still deserve a rocket, the Blues. I don't think that it's too complicated for them. Quite simply, as we've mentioned on a number of occasions, they just got to get their hands on the board and build some continuity here, the Blues. They're up against the Highlanders side that's full of energy, haven't had to make any tackles in the first half, so got plenty of gas in the tank of the Highlanders. So work here, a big job to do for the Blues if they're going to get themselves back into this one.
Baden Kerr coming into the game with a good percentage. And he's kicked that. 7 points to finish the half. 29-7, the Highlanders lead. And Highlanders fans may well be saying, finally. Let's head down on the field. Melody Robinson with Brad Thorn.
Well, Brad Thorn, where has this Highlanders team been all year? What's the difference for this game?
Tell me about it. I don't know. I don't know where they've been, but they're here, so I can be happy.
Did you do anything different in your prep?
We just started training on Thursday. Maybe that's a hint, hey? Don't do our game during the week. Save it for the weekend.
Okay, well, good luck for the second. So that's it. The Highlanders leading at this point 29 points to 5.
Welcome back to Forsyth Bar Stadium in Dunedin, where the Highlanders lead the Blues 29 points to 7. That is not a mistake, folks. That is the actual scoreline. 4 tries to 1 in the first half. A dominant performance. And they're back out on the field for the second half. Goodness knows what the team talk at halftime in the Blues sheds was. John Preston, though, is standing by with Richard Turner from the Highlanders.
JP, happy changing room at halftime. How do you keep the momentum?
Oh, that's the question, Pod, isn't it? Yeah, that's the job for us now. Obviously, great first half and held on to a lot of ball. I think it's the biggest difference, just applied pressure. So, same job in the second half. If we can hold on to the pill, I think we can get more of the same.
Yeah, good crowd. They're enjoying it too.
I'm pleased with them. They haven't had a lot to enjoy, so that's good, isn't it?
Good luck for the second.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, JP. Appreciate the time back.
Good to see a smile on John Preston's face.
Yep.
She summed this up for me. What do the Blues have to do to get themselves back into this contest? We saw how easy they can score a try.
Start winning the breakdowns. Defensively start winning them. Turn the Highlanders ball over and then attack off that. They've got the talent. Just need to harden up.
Baden Kerr gets us underway in the second half here at Forsyth Bar. And the Highlanders leave this one. It goes to deck. Ali Williams lays a complaint and he is rewarded with a penalty.
It's unlucky, no. It was offside.
Andrew Hoare can't quite figure out what the penalty's for.
How good was Andrew Hoare in that first half? Absolutely sensational.
Been a lot of calls for Andrew Hoare to hang up the boots this season. He remains the best defensive breakdown halfback in hooker in World Rugby.
What's the story? Come on.
He's a great scrummager as well. He's obviously experienced and
Okay.
Justin, some action off the Highlanders bench very early. Martin Nonu keen to get involved, and he will take this opportunity. Oh, there's a break in play.
Are you sure?
Now, Whopper McIntosh complaining about something too, so we don't know what melody he is suffering from early in the second half. But it is Parsons with the throw, and the Blues with some field position and the line-out win, courtesy of Peter Saeli. And the Highlanders come through and the Blues have lost the ball. Slade clears for touch, finds it with ease, and the Highlanders have repelled an early chance from the Blues.
what you like about the way Colin Slade is now starting to play, the confidence, is just his ability there. He was compromised on that right-hand side with Luatua coming at him, just threw it onto the left foot and banged it down there, nice 40 metres. You know, that's class, and good to see Colin Slade back in good form.
You can't bring guys in and run them out.
Now a technical penalty at the line-out.
I gave you one in the first half. And bring guys into the line-out, they've got to stay. You can't play in and out, okay? There's 2 guys over here came in and then they took off.
Gee, nothing going right for the Blues.
I can only do so much.
That's the explanation from Jonathan White. That's the reaction from Ali Williams.
Scotty, I said that there was some action off the bench for the Highlanders. That's because Martin Nonu forgot that Treby was still in the sin bin. In the blood bin, sorry. So they actually took the field with only 14 players. Treby's just run out, changed the jersey. There he is, 23. And now Martin Nonu heads back to the bench.
Again, good setup from the Highlanders. Hosea Gear in behind Colin Slade. Treby and Tamati Ellison, you can see they're just having a conversation, but it forces the Blues to still keep a man back with Hosea Gear coming across. They're not compensating for it.
Solid enough scrum from the Highlanders this time. Slade holds it up. Baden Kerr comes high on him and brings him down. Ball's there, kick through from Braid, picked up by Tanaka. And here is Beckwith. Good driving defence this time from Luke Braid. Rennie Ranger gets his mitts on the ball. There at the back for Gibson Park. Kerr. Saeli. Tackle needed to be made. It was made. John Hardy again putting up big numbers defensively. Still there for Gibson Park. Saeli. They need to put some phases together, the Blues. They'll try to do it here. Here's Baden Kerr. Some depth on attack this time. Saeli drops it out the back, picked up by Ellison, unloaded for Slade, and kicked to touch. And it will find it just short of the 22, and another chance goes begging for the Blues. Quick throw and taken. Buetau gets out of one. Looks up and Treby's all over him. Luatua also hit hard. Two-man tackle on him.
Use it.
Gibson Park needs to clear. He does so. Williams not entirely sure what to do. They call for obstruction. They get it. Now there's a scrap as Ali Williams goes after the smallest man in Super Rugby.
Obstruction.
Well, they're not winning the contest tonight, the Blues. Perhaps Ali Williams could win that contest.
Look, back on Tanaka.
No, you can't. I don't think that had any influence, to be fair. I understand the technicalities of it. Look at Tanaka. He is giving as much as Ali Williams was. In fact, he's probably the instigator.
Yeah, he certainly was. Not unfamiliar to a bloke running around in a 9 jersey, but Justin, doesn't a game like this make you so happy that you didn't choose coaching as a career? John Kirwan must be sitting in that box absolutely tearing his hair out.
Well, I don't think the Blues have put more than 4 phases together so far in the game. Colin Slade will take his chance for an easy 3 here as he closes in on that 100 points for the season. He's got it. 3 more in the bank. The Highlanders now have posted their highest ever score against the Blues, 32 points to 7.
Well, he's gone to the bench. Has John Kirwan. Kevin Mealamu, jersey 16, will replace James Parsons.
What a moment for Kevin Mealamu. Becomes second man to pass 150 Super Rugby games, and then that one does not go 10. Now we're having an old-fashioned blow-up and back play.
You get him scrum back.
And let's go back and just dine out on this Kevin Mealamu moment for 1 second.
Guys.
His 14th season of Super Rugby. Only Nathan Sharp of the Western Force has played more Super Rugby games. A career winning rate of just 51% for Kevin Mealamu.
Well, that's surprising, isn't it? You always associate Kevin Mealamu with success. But even though he hasn't probably got that ratio you'd want in Super Rugby, it doesn't affect the way he plays. He always gives everything he's got. He's a passionate team man, loved by all his teammates, and he just keeps on achieving 14 years in.
So the 2 senior All Black hookers butt heads once more in Super Rugby. Tanaka will feed the scrum. Stay steady enough. No, it's gone down. The Highlanders are getting everything here as Pratley is penalised for dropping.
I've asked him twice to come up because I think he's...
Well, he got away with it the first time. Did Pratley have a look at the pressure that comes on? He actually got the jump on the hit and probably overbalanced a bit. So he got back to his feet, and then Ma'afu Fair gives it to him again. He can't keep it up, Pratley, and hence the penalty.
No. My problem is a very specific one. Ask him to come up, please.
I'm not... I think Ali Williams Ali Williams just needs to let it go. I can understand his frustration. He feels like he's on the receiving end of the penalty count, and he is. But there was a definite infringement there, and arguing the point, putting your arms out like he is now, still yelling at the referee, is just not going to get you anywhere. Put your body into it rather than your mouth, and that'll do the job.
Let's hope he watched the English Premiership final, because we saw what happened to their captain Northampton, Dylan Hartley, although the language he chose to use on Wayne Barnes was,
shall we say, inappropriate? Slightly
less refined. Slade from halfway. He gets plenty of it too, Colin Slade. What an ash. Colin Slade brings up 100 points with a 50-metre penalty chance. 35 for the Highlanders, 7 for the Blues. Kerr toys with the 10-metre line again, and again he comes up short. This is going from bad to worse for Blues fans.
I tell you what, if Mafu Fia does a number again on Prattley here at this scrum and he goes down and they get another penalty, he'll be doing more than blowing the lips out, Ali Williams. He'll probably be boiling, absolutely red hot. This is the same spot, same situation. They missed it before with the 10 metres. They've done it again. They are the architects of their own demise, unfortunately, the Blues. These mistakes are just costing them.
Touch. Set.
Tanaka feeds. Prattley with a good scrum this time, but the ball was already out. Flat ball wide. Ellison gets his pass away to Hosea Gear, who's hip tossed. Hardy plays halfback, plays well. Here's Beckwith, caught behind the gain line as Mialamu comes over the top. Now Hoare on Williams, captain on captain. Tanaka clears away. This time Mafu Fia caught behind the line, but still they have possession. No, they've lost it. Good turnover from the Blues. Here's Kerr with a kick through. Chases it himself, coming through and coming back is Renata. And Renata pops it off the deck to Beckwith. And Slade taken from behind by Francis Saeli, who tackled well and timed it well. And now the turnover again for the Blues. Gibson Park, he has his pass knocked down by Mosi Tuiali. Accidentally is the call.
Okay, so it's a scrum.
That was great work from Kevin Mialamu. Came into the game, put a shoulder on early, and then got a turnover. This is the turnover for Mialamu on the ball. That's the experience and the drive we were talking about. The team man that Mialamu is turned it over, and then Baden Kerr kicked it away again and gave it back to the Highlanders. They've got to stop doing it. You've got to question whether Braid's entry was good there, but they are due a break, the Blues. They did get that. From here, Gibson Park gets hounded by the Highlanders forwards, but they do get a chance to keep the ball in hand, Pod, and you've got to say, keep it in hand, stop kicking it away.
Dead right, that must be the frustration for all of us here watching. If you're a Blues fan particularly, it seems pretty simple, seems pretty straightforward, but seems to be a bit of a challenge for the 15 blokes out there in the white jerseys, Justin.
Touch. Set.
Gibson Park. Kerr gives it away. Nahola, big shot on him. He loses the ball. What a play from Hosea Gear. Play on is the call. Ben Smith. Kick across field. Baden Kerr lets it bounce. He will look for the clearance. Can kick. Baden Kerr. Smith throws it back in field for himself. Here's Slade. Jagged defensive line. Hosea Gear tries to pierce it. Left-hand side for Colin Slade. This time he's charged down. Pete Saeli. And he wraps up Andrew Hoare. Picked up. Oh, Tanaka put down by Gibson Park, but over the top play from Josh Beckwith. Well, there's always the risk here for the Highlanders that they loosen up against a Blues side that can score tries.
In saying that, though, they have done well at accumulating, haven't they? They've got 6 already in this half and have conceded nothing. Have a look at this. Hosea Gear, he half missed him. If he had got him properly, it's good night. He just got that outside shoulder onto him. If he had got him full-on T-boned, he would have been in all sorts of trouble, Naholo.
Yeah, I think what saved him, that the pass wasn't 100% accurate, Justin, so he just had to stretch for it, Naholo. And it took the impact away, but he stayed down for a minute or so afterwards. Now back to full fitness, Naholo.
Reminiscent too of Hosea. Oh, you are joking.
On that. If they come in, they've got to go away.
For the second time, Jonathan White has pulled the Blues up on a technicality for numbers coming in and out of the line-out. Colin Slade will clear to touch.
I think what he's saying is you're either in or out. So the rest of the players are in the line-out. Those players, you can see Luatua saying, get away. Are you in or out? And now they've pulled away again. You can see them running away.
Yeah, I don't know, Justin. I think it's a little finicky. They haven't entered the line out. You can't come in and then go out. It's all
the naked
happening
man
here,
has
though.
just been tackled by a chicken in back play. We'll leave that to your imagination as we try to form a line out here. Mossy Tuiali thinks that's the funniest thing he's seen all night. He should look at the scoreboard.
Ali will take the opportunity to have another chat to the referee.
The rugby law book is a beautiful and complicated thing.
As the answer. Ali, you've asked a pretty straightforward question. I've given you a pretty straightforward answer. I can't be any clearer, okay? If the guys come to the line out, I'm going to assume that they're in.
What I need to do to get you back, what I need to do to get you back on side so that it's not just fucking us against you.
No, it's not.
It is at the moment.
Okay.
At the moment, you're looking at everything negative we're doing.
No.
I want to know what we need to do.
I understand you're frustrated. But I'm trying to make it
1 penalty.
No, it's not actually.
What is it?
It's pretty square. It was 5-4 at half time. Okay. Yeah, make a change.
Yeah, changes for the Highlanders.
9 and 3 blue.
Aaron Smith
9
for
and 3. Subs.
Tanaka, and it's Bronson Murray in jersey 17.
Get him on, please, guys. Get him on.
And he'll replace Mafu Fia.
Tanaka, fantastic. Fia
He
as
had a good
well.
night, Justin.
Yeah, absolutely superb.
Crowd
Big
loving him
challenge.
too.
Yeah, and so they should. He's been excellent tonight. He's been the catalyst of everything that they've been doing. Good at breakdowns.
This time the line-out is taken by Williams, and we all heard his conversation as Blade goes through a gaping hole, finds Rennie Ranger, and they will not stop him. Ranger is in. They will check the grounding. No, they'll give the try. Rennie Ranger hits back. What a bust, Braid.
Set piece move from the Blues. Probably the only question mark was on the pass, but it was good enough to warrant a try anyway. Braid was the man who punched onto it. Let's have a look at it. Across it goes. Taken to the line here by Saili. Wow, it's tight. We'll rule it straight. He does well, Braid, from there. He's been excellent tonight, even though he's been on the receiving end, and Rennie Ranger's always going to run it in from their pod.
Well, there's the answer to Ali Williams' question to the referee, Jonathan White. What do I have to do to get you back on side? I have to play some rugby. And what good rugby this is. The angle was fantastic from Braid. And once he made the bust, Rennie Ranger knew the opportunity was there if he got himself into position to support. He did exactly that and always had the pace to finish.
Double digits for the Blues. Flat ball to Braid from Saili, sets away Ranger, and Baden Kerr converts. Don't rule them out just yet. 35 plays 14.
That's the response from the Blues. They've got plenty of firepower. They just need to play some rugby, as Richard Turner mentioned.
Slade gets us underway. 35 points to 14. The Highlanders in front. The Blues season hanging by a thread. Piatel. Gibson Park this time. Puts a high one up from the box. Allison collects and fires it back to Smith. Now Slade. Williams is there.
Use it.
Over the top from Tamati Ellison. Straight down the throat of Charles Piatel.
Stop.
And a good return ball from Piatel will find touch. They'll get on with the job, courtesy of Aaron Smith and Ben Smith. Line out will form just on the 10-metre line of the Highlanders. Blues are starting to claw their way back, and in terms of territory here, up to an amazing 32%. Best of the day for them. Good line out from Borich. Cleared away to Kerr. Numbers again now, straight through the middle.
Sideways play.
And Saili drops the ball. Ellison gets in, gets amongst, gets penalised. Well, Rennie Ranger got back over the top and has affected what is basically a turnover play.
Six blue. 6.
Well, the Blues have had to make plenty of tackles. The Highlanders are just about to make a substitution that'll make sure they'll make plenty more. TJ Ioane, jersey 19, who can carry the ball. He's replaced Jared Huiata.
Jared Huiata, another one. Justin has been constructive today.
He has. Yeah, he's carried the ball. He's made good decisions in contact. He's been nice and solid and strong.
Line-out is there, but Borich has to fight for it. It comes the way of Gibson Park. Great. Sized up TJ Ioane. Picked up, carried on. Here's Darval. Gibson Park jumps in again. Here's Kevin Mialamu this time. Setting play 10 out from the Highlanders line. 2 tries already for the Blues, but they're well behind on the score sheet. They stay right. Luatua has not been given many opportunities on attack this evening. Here's Talva. Slipped out of the tackle of Jamie McIntosh. Sets the ball nicely for Gibson Park. Left-hand side play. Nahola waited for the bounce. Timed it well. Saili trying to find a way through the middle of this Highlanders defensive unit. Peter Saili. Better phase play from the Blues now as they work their way upfield. Baden Kerr in a 2-man tackle. Sets the ball well. Luatua. Again, the Highlanders have him up. Over the top was Tamati Ellison, needs to clear. Short side, Williams. Now perhaps an open side play on the agenda. Rennie Ranger held it up. Slipped out the back, the ball wide. Naholo had to reach behind and grab it. Toys with the touchline, goes into touch. Not the outcome the Blues would have wanted, but good defence from the Highlanders.
It's been touched, guys.
Was good defence, and I know it's not the outcome they were after, but it was better. It's more constructive. They are trying to find a way through. They showed some patience. They didn't get there in the finish, but they almost created something here. Just tried to work the overlap. They had Colin Slade and Co scrambling, so they're starting to figure it out, the Blues. You get the sense. They can get enough ball, and they are good enough. They will work it out eventually. The Highlanders are slightly off the boil now as well.
A 21-point advantage might do that to you. Here's Aaron Smith. Clears away to Slade. Ioane. How many tackles has Luke Braid made?
He's been superb.
Cleared back for Ben Smith. Good contact from Ben Smith, but good position too from Waisaki Naholo. Finds Charles Piutau. Piutau slips before the line. Frank Hullai taken around the bootlace, but gets out of the tackle of Murray. How did Murray even get a hand on? Plucked out of the sky by Stephen Luatua. This may not have been meant for him. Gibson Park, Piutau now, first receiver. Getting some forward momentum. Naholo again down the left-hand side. Strong run from him, and Hullai can't hold on. And the ball goes loose, and the Highlanders will come up with a scrum, but they are starting to make inroads down the flanks.
They certainly are, and the players like Hullai, Piutau and Co, Nahola starting to come into the game.
And 20-something.
It was Mose Tuali'i. He's the man on the inside there. Watch how he now covers. He comes across the face of the other man. There's one there, and here comes Mose Tuali'i. Just enough just to be there, even though the pass was dropped, to probably make that tackle. But they're starting, Richard, to scramble the Highlanders.
Yeah, they certainly are. That's the good news for Blues fans. Starting to string passes together, starting to put phases together and get momentum. Highlanders have gone to the bench again. This time Martin Nonu gets a permanent spot out there in replace of Sean Treby. And Liam Coltman, the bearded hooker, makes his way on for the skipper, Andrew Hoare.
So, guys, is replacement number 8 on?
A great round of applause for Andrew Hoare. And look at that. Who said that they don't care, the Highlanders? It means a lot. Bleeding for the cause, Treby. He's clapping the crowd, and they're clapping him.
That's
Rightly
old
so.
school.
It is.
Time on. blue throw. Okay, just stay there,
Sean
fellas.
Treby is a tough nut. Elliot Dixon on the field.
Okay, let's go.
What a time to come on. Quarter of the game left for Dixon. Sink his teeth into. 35-14 the scoreline here at Forsyth Bar. If you've just joined us, these two teams playing for the Gordon Hunter Memorial Trophy. Gordon Hunter, former All Black coach, coach of Otago, coach of the Highlanders and a coach of the Blues.
Not an easy position here as we look at it to kick out of. You probably need to make a phase or two first, and I'd say that the Blues will be aware of that. They'll be looking for a turnover, disrupt the breakdown if they can.
Scrum goes down. Jonathan White keen to let this go as long as possible, but he eventually has to blow it up. No change to the feed. Liam Coltman.
Can you?
Well, what can you say about that? It's a hair frame, really.
It's impressive, isn't it? You're a beard grower.
I'll decide. Okay.
How long will that sort of thing take?
Well, it's hard
And
to
to
say.
maintain it would be hard work, wouldn't it? The maintenance.
There's no maintenance in that whatsoever, Justin. That's just wild.
You can find a three-course dinner in there.
Oh, I don't even want to know.
Touch.
Don't go traipsing around North Canterbury, though. One of the Whitelock brothers will shoot you. He's had a great season, Liam Coltman. Will reset the scrum. He's a kid who has big reps on him in these parts from guys like Tony Brown with the Otago setup, but also Jamie Joseph has been impressed with his work rate. I know he's had others at higher levels of the game in the country keeping a keen eye on him.
Not to mention, sorry, Sumo, the man that he's just replaced. The tutelage from Andrew Hoare, you know, what better person, and you know, I think Coltman would benefited from his advice over the last few seasons. Wonder what they're talking about. He doesn't speak a lot of English, Tanaka, does he?
Neither does neither does Andrew Hoare.
True.
Set.
Which has just proved my theory of what he's been saying to Coltman wrong.
Here's Nonu now. Clears his own line. A good burst from him. Dragged down by Saeli with some help from Baden Kerr. And Smith looking for touch. Finds it with ease. So a good exit play from the Highlanders. They dodge another one.
Excellent exit play. Yeah, they got that phase. They got the quick ball. They were able to sweep back and a good clearance.
Brendan O'Connor, replacement jersey 19 for Peter Saeli.
You might just want to hold things. Just think make a sub.
Interesting, Justin. I would have thought John Kerwin would have been tempted to go to his bench. Made the one substitute in this bloke here, Milamu. The other one was a forced substitution at halfback, but resisted the temptation. There's John Kerwin to this point, and O'Connor with some work to do now.
Go to his bench. I thought he would have been tempted to go to his batch after that first half. Bray, tireless. 5 metres inside the Highlanders half as Milamu turns and throws the ball back. Here's another chance. Again, it's the kick option from the Blues. Naholo is flying. Sets up play. Gibson Park there did well to stay on his feet. And the Highlanders now have to rush back on D. Have to use that ball, and a ball now, because it was touching a player who was touching the line, will be a Highlanders throw.
Watch Aaron Smith here. We don't get a shot at it from this angle, but he gave up. I think he suspected that the fullback should be there in the finish because he was winning the chase by a mile, but he gave up hoping someone was going to be there. Eventually he got there and made the try-saving tackle, but he should have got to the ball first easily.
Very short line out. Has not come off for the Highlanders. Luatua has it 5 out from the line. There is life in the Blues yet here at Forsyth Bar. Bobbled, but under control from O'Connor. Ioane tries to flip him in the tackle. The ball is there. Gibson Park gives it to Kerr. Francis Sayer taken down 6 short of the line. Here's Gibson Park again. Anthony Borich sets play. Bray. Luke Bray away to Baden Kerr. He'll take on the line. TJ Ioane flops over the top, looking to effect the turnover. He will lose the penalty. Play on. Borich. 2 out. Gibson Park. Luatua. Stephen Luatua, can he reach out? He's close to the line. He will get the try. Stephen Luatua gets the Blues third.
No, place the ball immediately.
Not over yet.
Quick tap. They did extremely well, the Blues, to just keep their patience again. They won a penalty from that. Gibson Park did extremely well. Caught the Highlanders on the hop. They were scrambling there. Luatua sniffed half a gap, and that's all it was, because he had a lot of work to do to get his way to the line. He powered his way over in the finish. There was a few Highlanders players around. Here's Gibson Park. Finds the right player. Borich it was who took it up. There's the pass to Luatua. Half a gap is all Brad Thorn gives him. McIntosh tries to scramble. He's just short, but he's able to place it. Well done, Luatua. Well done, the Blues. They're back in it, Pod.
Oh, no doubt about that. Game on now. Stephen Luatua, big and strong. But the speed of the recycling, Justin, that was the key to it. Just a couple of phases, but they cleared the ball quickly, allowed Luatua some front foot ball, and now we're going to have a cracking finish.
What on earth was he drinking? Baden Kerr, oh, nuts from Baden Kerr. 35 plays 21. Still 13 minutes of this game to go. The Blues now back to 45% on the territory stakes. Lordy, Lordy, strap yourself in. There are some twists and turns to come at Forsyth Bar. Good restart. Trying to affect the turnover was Ben Smith, who got up close. Now a chance, though, on this side of the field for the Blues. The offload goes astray. Trent Renato in good position. Now Martinonu swallowed up and turned over. Gibson Park has kicked away advantage. Tamati Ellison into a two-man tackle. Naholo up. Puts a good shot on him, too. Slade has cramped up passing the ball. He's down in back play. Ball is with Hosea Gear. Smith doesn't have a first five to throw to. Instead, he's got a big Northern Māori prop. That'll do. Hosea Gear trying to build up some pace into the tackle of Braid. Ioane makes the gain line. Front foot ball now for Aaron Smith to work with. Ellie Williams comes through and he will be penalised. I don't buy this, Justin Marshall. I know you were hot on it. He is allowed to go for the ball. It is a game of contestable possession.
So we just won't go into that discussion. You alluded to how I feel about it. We'll just leave it to Richard Turner sideline. I'm putting the mic down.
I'm busy looking at substitutions. I'm going to stay out of the debate, but all I'll say is I'm on your side there. As you say, Scotty, game of contestable possession. If you're not allowed to contest for the ball, then it's not rugby, is it? Slade still not 100%, still trying to stretch the cramp out.
Here's the pass. Well, there's no slap down.
How's he catching that?
There's no slap down.
How's he catching it?
An intentional knock on is when you slap the ball down. He's allowed to reach out and try to pop the ball up to catch it. If your pass is not good enough to beat the defender, why should you win a penalty for it?
Because Aaron Smith drew him, which put Ali Williams in a bad position, so he's compromised as a defender.
Well enough.
And the pass beat him, and the only way he saved himself was to reach his arm out and it touched his fingertips. That's not catching the ball.
And it's certainly not knocking it down intentionally.
What is it doing?
Maybe a knock on. It's not the intention to knock the ball down to the ground, which is what that penalty suggests.
Mike's down again.
Gloves on. Slate. And he will miss this one. Still 14 points the difference. As we count down to 10 minutes to go in the match. I like it a bit.
As I do.
Hayden Parker just got the instructions via the headphones from up above. So he is out and will replace Colin Slade. And the Blues also, Jackson Willison will enter the fray, and his replacement, well, he's replacing, sorry, Naholo, the winger.
Well, Naholo's had a mixed day at the office, but he's got the try. He's looked good with ball in hand. And Josh Beckwith now takes on a circumnavigation of the entire Blues forward pack. Brad Thorn. Taken to ground. Aaron Smith to TJ Ioane. Strong carry from the reserve Lucy.
Use it.
There for Aaron Smith. And again, Brad Thorn. Into the 22 he goes. Picked up Aaron Smith. Quick from the deck. Here's Dixon. Cuts in field. 4 short of the line. This could seal the deal. Bronson Murray drops. Advantage Blues, and we'll have the scrum. What an opportunity for the Highlanders.
Oh, it was, and Aaron Smith did so well in the early part of that movement. But when it needed to go left, out to Hosea Gear and Smith and co, he decided to go right to Bronson Murray, and he shelled it. An opportunity, I think, dearly missed there. This is the break from Smith. Around he goes, draws Ranger. Dixon goes infield from here, and from this ruck, it needed to go left. It needed to go, as we look at it, out to the right, but left as the Highlanders were attacking. And an opportunity lost, I believe.
Yeah, premeditated though, wasn't it? You could see by the way he entered the breakdown to receive the ball, Smith, that he was always going to go to the right. Justin, to say probably not the right option. Would have been different if Murray had been able to keep his hands on the ball, but here the Blues now an opportunity. They've got to go a long way from this scrum. Harley Williams imploring them. I'm sure Angus Tarvell knows the importance of a good solid foundation here.
Crouch. Touch. Set.
Gibson Park, Luatua, out of the boot he comes. And Willison sets up play. Luke Braid. Charged down into touch. 5-metre scrum to the Highlanders.
Well done, good pressure. They again knew from that position. They knew that the Blues couldn't afford to kick from there. They wouldn't have got any change out of it, so they had to set the phases. They defended well, and then they put the pressure on Saili. Dixon, who's been excellent since he came on, not to mention in the last 5 minutes, lads, Brad Thorn. Yes, he has stepped up.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, though? What's your specific issue?
He loves it when people take off his voice. Loves it.
It's been an ongoing battle, that one. Jonathan Harley Williams been constant all night. Harley's still going, but there's a job to be done here, and it's a defensive one again for the Blues. Highlanders, not too many options here. Just want a good solid platform. No doubt looking to bring the ball into the midfield, set a target there and look for quick recycling and give themselves then left and right options.
Touch. Set.
Great attacking chances for the Highlanders, and they get the penalty. This won't improve Ellie Williams' move.
I think Jamie McIntosh has enjoyed his night tonight, fellas.
You know what, I'm pleased to see him out there and getting the opportunity for the Highlanders. He's a great player, and you've got to question whether or not he's probably been given enough opportunities. With Woodcock coming, you're really not going to get many chances, but he's a quality player, and they're blessed, and McIntosh has been excellent tonight. The biggest question has always been, hasn't it, Sumo, on his scrummaging, but you know, I think that he's been found to be very good every time he's had an opportunity this year.
He's doing a job tonight.
Yeah.
The other thing, that great intangible about rugby union, Jamie McIntosh, you wouldn't find a man who would bleed more for the cause than him in this franchise. And while they've shopped well and brought in some superstars, it's pretty hard to see a guy who's given us all for this franchise. He's a lifer here. He's a Southland guy. You know he's going to bleed for the cause. So good to see him out here putting in a 74-minute shift as it stands.
And a leader as well. So big kick here. Hayden Parker gets the opportunity just to probably put it beyond the Blues well and truly, I think.
Hayden Parker. Great kick. And the Kurau kid gets another 3 for the cause. 17 points now the difference with 5 minutes remaining. You can't go past the Blues' offensive power, but 3 scores in 5 minutes may well be beyond them. Baden Kerr. Here's Dixon. And Dixon hit hard by Mialamu. Gets that leg drive working. That is a big tackle from Kevy. Parker will clear the touch. Percentage play.
It is percentage play, and it stops the clock again. Yes, not great territory advantage, but the Blues need ball in play. They need it in play fast, and kicking the ball into touch, getting set pieces is a good way to wind this game down.
Mialamu throws. Williams. Clean line-out ball for the Blues. It's been a rarity in recent weeks. Gibson Park gets it away to O'Connor. And a turnover play on him, and they will win the penalty. John Hardy, you beast.
One of the best for the Highlanders this year. It's been a great contest tonight. I think Luke Braid's had an excellent game as well. Real prospect. You'd have to think John Hardy on his performances is one of the best in the country as well. It's been a fascinating battle out there between those two tonight, Pod, hasn't it, at the breakdown?
Oh, it certainly has. And John Hardy, for once, has had the benefit of some continuity from his tight five. So he's gone around the track. He's been effective at the breakdown. Gets the applause of his mate. Talk about two guys, Scotty, that are loyal to the cause. There's a couple of them right there. He's had a big match tonight, John Hardy. Be pleased with his efforts. Look at that, the stats here, 54 running metres, but it's just his work at the breakdown has been very, very impressive.
We've ripped them off there. I've seen him win 2 turnovers.
Yeah, exactly right. I was just thinking, I was about to say that, and then I saw the one there.
Yeah.
Just keeping him grounded.
Yes.
Coltman with the throw-in. Thorn, quick ball off the top. Smith. Renata was in. Ma'anono. A half bust from him. He can't be blamed for a loss tonight. Here's TJ Ioane. Smith up to McIntosh. He looks full of running. Well, Brad Thorn, in his halftime interview, said we only started training on Thursday. Maybe that's what we should have done all year. Hard to argue. Wide ball from Nono to Renata. Trent Renata tried the in and out on Rennie Ranger.
Nothing forward.
Parker goes behind to Ellison. This looks slick. Hosea Gear. Maybe the pass needed to go. Regardless, they'll set play inside the 15, inside the 22. Ball is off the ground. They need to win it back. They do so. 2 minutes remaining. They won't be winning Super Rugby this year, the Highlanders, but they will hold on to the Gordon Hunter Memorial. Here is Coltman. Becuous. 10 short. Aaron Smith can point to the ball as much as he likes. Now it comes out. Parker. Good ball from him to Nono. Nono holds the ball in one hand, and there's a fight and back play. We'll come back to that. Either that or it's a sleepover. Hard to say. Everyone's on the ground, and TJ Ioane puts the ball there too. Now we go back to catch up.
It's not a sleepover.
What's coming?
Mialamu and McIntosh.
Oh, I watched that.
Me too.
There was a lot of energy expended for nothing here as we see Martin Nonu on the break. Look at that, just trying to free the ball, keep it alive. And then just going to ground. Ali Williams getting a hand in that time again. Ioane couldn't hold on to him, but they all make their way back.
Come on, boys. He's got to be put in the shoulder, not a hand out to try and slap the ball down. That's my very point from before. I've gone back to it now. I said I was going to let it go. No, me neither. I just did, but never mind.
They're complaining that there was a punch. I think we should have
17 points is the margin.
We're going to finish this game with a bit of controversy by the sounds of it, boys. We're going to come upstairs, and I think Keith Brown's going to rule on some foul play.
Well, I watched it. Kevin Mialamu.
I'm just going to check some alleged foul play, okay? Okay, yep. Keith, are you there?
There are 30 seconds left with any meaning for the Blues rugby season, and the Highlanders are about to win a trophy, and we're going to worry about handbags.
I think Kevin Mialamu...
Have a look back at those couple of phases there and advise, please.
From what I saw, because I watched it all, was thinking that Jamie McIntosh was the one who threw a punch. I think it was more a forearm to the face. Is that a punch?
It's okay in MMA.
We shall see.
You just hold the mark, Kane.
So it's not here. Here comes McIntosh now, in for the clean out. He's wrestling there on the ground. There's over the top Mialamu. There.
There again. There. I think the second time there might have been something involved because Mialamu gets into it again.
Was it that one? Okay.
Watch Mialamu over the top here initially. Nothing in that too much.
Now McIntosh will have a go.
McIntosh,
because he
has
doesn't
a
know who
react.
it was. So he goes, it was you. Look, there's no damage done, is there?
I've seen more violence at a Valentine's buffet.
So Mialamu reacts. Yes, there's nothing in that. It's a bit of a get out of the way. There's a punch there on the ground onto McIntosh. There's one back, but it's a forearm to the face. I got it right.
That's not ideal.
Keith, I'm ready for a decision. Come in. Grab. So the first one. Hold on, just wait. It's quite clear. An elbow to the head, okay?
Jono, are you talking about blue one?
Yeah. I've dealt with it, Keith. You happy with that?
Thank you, yes.
Hold on, we'll just go up here, guys.
So McIntosh will spend...
Yeah.
I've never seen a bloke get
34
applauded
seconds.
when he's gone to the sin bin, fellas. Big smile on his face too, Jamie McIntosh. Loving it.
34 seconds to sit in the bin and think about what he's just done. Meanwhile, the Blues look to have one last say in this game. This has been vintage Highlanders. This has been the Highlanders everyone thought we would see in week 1 of the competition. The Highlanders we have been waiting to see for 12 weeks of this competition. Liam Coltman, 8 seconds remaining. Smith gets the ball away. It's dropped by Tamati Ellison into touch.
So you've got an option.
Jonathan White
You can have a scrum or
says we'll play on.
Yeah, it's before the hooter, so
Scrum.
they're entitled to their set piece.
Scrum here. Okay, thank you.
So I don't know how much of a motivation they have to try and play some rugby right now, the Blues, but they might as well.
Yeah. Let's just get this one away.
Well, you have a look. A lot of people talk about franchise players, about the meaning of franchise footy. John Hardy, Jamie McIntosh, Southland boys both have put in grandstand performances today, but Beckwith has been there, Thorn's been there, led by Andrew Hoare. Colin Slade has been assured. Aaron Smith looks like his mojo is returning. Fumiagi Tanaka, the first man from Japan to start a Super Rugby game, was outstanding.
And what a first half from Ben Smith.
The break is made by Halline. Ball left behind. Play on's the call over the top from Gibson Park to Charles Piutau. Looked inside. Started again. Charles Piutau. Piutau. 5 short of the line. First man there is Luke Braid. Who else? They go wide. Willis. Advantage for the Blues as Kerr gets the ball wide. Luke Braid held on just. Still in the tackle. In the 82nd minute of the match, Baden Kerr pops it up to Ali Williams. They're hunting a bonus point try, the Blues. Gibson Park scragged in the tackle. Picked up, carried on. Willison again, sharp around the edge. Here's Luatua. 1 for him already today. The skipper.
Use it.
Digs in again. And we'll come back for the penalty. Gibson Park gets us underway. Heads for the line. Stopped cold by Murray. Picked up by Braid. Luke Braid over. No one deserves it more. The Blues get the bonus point. The Highlanders can forget the winning margin record. And maybe there is just a glimmer of hope left in the Blues playoff aspirations.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more. Bittersweet, really. But Luke Braid deserves this. He set up a try earlier for Rene Ranger. Look at the hit on Gibson Park, but the man who's been there all day, he's been at the forefront of trying to get the Blues back into it, is the man who pounces on it, Luke Braid. No more deserved, I totally agree.
Conversion now, doubly important for another bonus point. In fact, I tell a lie, it's 38-26.
T-man's gone to the pub early.
He will only be
Guys,
the
we have
one
tea on the
bonus
sideline,
point,
please.
and maths continues to be an Achilles heel for me.
He's still got some humour left, as Jonathan White. You hear what he said to Baden Kerr there? Just said, I think the T-man's gone to the pub early.
Tea! Can we send the Blues out with a tea, guys? Thanks.
Time to dig one out with your heel, isn't it? Just go old-fashioned.
Old school. Dig the pitch up. Groundsman's paradise. They love it.
Take it really quick. Split-second stuff. Yeah. Go. Thanks, Wally. Full time.
Full time. 38 points to 28. The Highlanders get their second win of the season. The Blues fought bravely. 4 tries for them, but not enough. What does this mean for their season? Is it over? The Highlanders keep the Gordon Hunter Memorial, and we'll take a short break. What a game of footy.